I mean, I don't know. I've always been an Olympics guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think
But I will say this about the World Cup. It's nice getting home and then being able to watch a game.
Ah, that's true. It was at good times.
Because the last Olympics, there was no way I was...
Yeah, and it was sad because then I would probably would have watched some. I really would have.
I mean, the thing I really like about the Olympic Games, summer or winter, is it brings literally an entire country together.
Yeah.
The entire country watches, be it curling or be it swimming or hockey, big one in Canada. But
we just
and everyone's talking about it. Everyone's it just seems like there's more energy around it. Where as with the World Cup of Hockey, it's just NHL fans basically are the only ones that pay attention. So it's almost like an all-star week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I prefer the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
and you were talking about the World Championships in the summer, like springish summer. It's not, I guess, not really summer, but like when the playoffs are on.
Yeah.
I mean, I always thought that was, in a way, it was nice because, I mean, you want Canada to win, but Canada, I mean, it was Sweden?
Switzerland and Sweden.
Sweden won it, not last year, the year before. Russia's won a couple. I mean, Canada's won. I mean,
Well, Sweden won this one.
yes,
Past one.
yeah. But I mean, it's good hockey. Like,
Oh, it's good hockey for sure, and it helps Switzerland.
but
all right. Well, I guess we could debate which team fan base has suffered the longest.
well, I think as a Leaf fan, it's been
Yeah.
few and far between for success, but there has been some success there. People always say, "Oh, we haven't had," but I mean, the Gilmore years, early '90s, there's some success.
Mid 2000s.
The mid 2000, I should say, early 2000s, even the late '90s, there was some success there with Matt Sundin and company, with Joseph and Belfort. But yeah, I mean,
Well, we have the Sabres here, who obviously have,
a long time. They've been waiting a long time too.
Yeah.
to lose the cup on that controversial goal.
Yeah, Brett Hall.
Curse of Brett Hall's foot.
I mean,
Well, and it's sad because now Buffalo's kind of been labeled as career-killing team, and
Well, Buffalo had some really good teams there. President Trophy teams.
yeah.
well, mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Drury and Briere.
Yeah. Ryan Miller.
They had great teams.
And St. Louis Blues, I see, was on that list too. They're another team. They haven't made it to the finals since the
The
first
internet
two.
was invented. I don't know.
Because I think they've only made it to the finals the
Their first two seasons.
first two seasons too.
Scotty
That's
Bowman.
it. That's it.
But they've had good teams. In the
68,
mid
69.
2000s, they've had great teams.
Well, there was a point there St. Louis made the playoffs like a massive stretch of years.
Yeah, like 18
That was
years.
one thing. They made it a really good stretch of years. But they can never get past,
Kings or Colorado or Detroit,
Toronto beat them 1 year.
Dallas.
Well, and then so I guess we put Canucks on that.
Yeah. Well,
list
they've
too.
got the two final losses, 11 and 94 for Vancouver.
Yeah.
And they've been around just as long as Buffalo and
Mm-hmm.
those teams. So. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they came in 1970. Buffalo came in 70. I'm trying to think if Vancouver came in the same year or not, but I don't know.
I got one for you guys. What rivalry, like team rivalry, is the best one in the National Hockey League?
Right now,
All time.
Oh, I think right now.
You can do all time, and then you can do current.
Sure. All time? I would like to think. Well, you could say Toronto, Montreal, just because they've been since the beginning, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. But seems like decades. Like Calgary and Edmonton, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary and Edmonton, 80s. Those are the two teams.
Yeah.
90s, probably Detroit, Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But then you go early 2000s, those first few years, Toronto, Ottawa. Do you know what I mean? It seemed like
Vancouver, Colorado.
yeah, Vancouver, well, Minnesota, Colorado.
Minnesota, Colorado, still going on
in the playoffs. But
I would still say that's probably one of the bigger ones now. Still,
it's kind of neat to see. I guess decade to decade,
because mid 2000s, like I said, Toronto, Ottawa,
like Philadelphia,
Toronto, too.
well, like pretty much
Toronto and anybody.
Yeah, seems like Toronto,
Toronto and Boston.
Montreal, Boston, yeah.
That would be in the 70s. That was big. Toronto, Montreal. Montreal and Boston.
Yeah.
With Don Cherry.
Yeah, doing his. They can't see that on the show.
No, I know. They all know what I'm doing.
Swinging his arms.
Yeah, he's doing the irons for the too many men.
Yeah. But I would think pretty much anybody in the Philadelphia Flyers in the 70s. Really.
Philadelphia Flyers in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
They're going home. They're going home.
You want to get paid? Oh yeah, they're back out there.
But, like...
But you could say Canada and the Soviet Union itself was its own rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had that.
Could you imagine? That's how it was today. The Russians never came over. They were still kind of a mystery. They came over and played us like in a Summit series or something. Still, like every few years we play them.
And something really serious, yeah.
Yeah. Like it was serious. We don't know nothing about their players. They would know because the media, right? They would know because NHL's a big deal.
We can watch on TV, yeah.
Right. But like, could you just imagine like that's how it was like it was in '72?
Well, and they train like soldiers.
No, and they did. And
year round, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it sounded like you talked to a lot of the Canadian players. They knew nothing about them.
No, they didn't.
They played a completely different game. They were about speed, and we were more. To be honest, we were more hitting.
It was grind and
Look
who the best players were: Bobby Clark and
Phil Esposito.
Yeah, exactly.
Big guys.
Big guys.
Grind it out, but like it'd been weird to think. It'd almost been like a war, a mini war.
Yeah,
and I think to a lot of fans, like my dad, be a good guy to ask. He wasn't very old, but he remembers it. Like
he was 8 years old or whatever.
Yeah,
72, right?
So I mean, he'd be maybe I'd have to pick his brain. I mean, he was little, but he could probably at least see how the country reacted.
Yeah,
kind of neat maybe to find out, but
it's almost like our own little Cold War with the Union.
I always thought it was weird though, like reading about it and stuff, that it was an 8-game series.
Yeah, because what happens?
Not 7, but
what happens if it goes 4-4?
Well, Canada won 4, lost 3, tied 1.
Yeah, so they won. That's weird.
But if they don't tie 1, and Russia wins, or USSR, what happened after that? They play a 9th deciding game.
But what happens?
There's no way we would have let it go to tie.
But what happens if Canada wins 3, and then Russia wins, or Soviet Union at the time wins, and then Canada wins 4, and then they win say they win 5. Sorry, what's the point of playing the other games? Canada wins 5 in a row. What's the point of playing? 6, 7, and 8.
True.
You lost.
True. It's weird because like Canada was actually down in the series.
Yep.
I remember when I read about it, but
Paul Henderson.
Wasn't it 4 games?
Well, Canada won
4 games in Russia and 4 games in Canada.
Yes.
So that's why they probably did even games.
Yeah.
Well, because Canada won the last 2 games. That means they had to be down. They tied 1, so going in before the last 2 games, Canada would have been down. Yeah, there would have been 2, 3, and 1.
Yeah.
Because they won the last 2. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I wonder if Canada was thinking at the time, we're going to beat these guys and sweep them and be done.
Oh, probably.
The skill they had. But you always think, like, because that team was a mystery, so it's like, you know what I mean? You don't want to take them lightly, but you don't want much about them either, right? Like,
Well, in Canada,
I mean, you hear stuff probably. But,
Canada's always had a big head when it comes to hockey.
well, it's our game.
Yeah, but
We'd like to think it's our game.
baseball's America's national pastime, and all the greatest players are from the Dominican, so
Yeah.
doesn't mean a lot when you're...
No. But back then, there was a reason why we didn't win an Olympic gold medal for 50 years.
Yeah.
Russia.
Yeah.
Russia
the
won
Soviet
lots.
Union at the
Soviet
time,
Union,
yeah.
They won lots too in hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Lots.
But it was international ice too.
Yeah.
And it was their style. But
still, like, there's
There's
a
still,
reason
yeah.
why they were such a good, you know,
there's a reason why Tretjak's in the Hall of Fame.
yeah. It didn't play in the NHL.
No, wasn't he drafted by Montreal?
I think he was, but he never played in the NHL.
Also the inspiration
Which
for
could-
Belfast 20.
But could you imagine if he would have played in the NHL?
I mean,
One of the greats.
Yeah.
In the NHL alone. I mean, he was already one of the greats, but he wouldn't. I think he won 15, medals, like 15 gold medals.
yeah, he was unreal
Something
goalie.
like that. But, I mean, I've kind of lost track what your debate was here.
Best rivalries for teams.
Oh, for teams. For nowadays, though,
You could argue the U.S. has gotten a lot stronger as a hockey nation.
Yeah, U.S. Canada has gotten almost more competitive now
Yeah.
as a rivalry.
Especially in 2010. I mean,
yeah,
that gold medal game. Oh, man.
that was an exciting game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
When Canada was sitting back on a 2-0 lead, actually. The States crawled back, and man, I remember sitting there watching that.
Even like the U.S. and Russia, just with the political
Yeah,
stuff going on between them,
yeah.
that hockey game means so much more when they play each other.
Yeah. But you got me thinking. Just we're talking about international hockey a little bit, but
Yeah.
kind of going away from the debate
a
a little bit. But that's
we'll come
fine.
back. We'll
That's
come
fine.
back.
But like Scott got me thinking, like great moments, like Crosby scores that goal. I remember watching that.
The golden goal.
Like,
sorry to cut
just
you off,
amazing. Just
but do you remember when his gloves went missing?
yeah.
Where's his gloves? Was he in his bag the whole time, or something? Somebody's bag?
No, I think
Yeah,
one on the fans. One through
The one was in somebody else's bag or something.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
Like they're really after these gloves, I guess. But probably to put them in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
But that goal, another one is the Jordan Eberle
Yep.
for the World Juniors.
Oh, yeah.
09, I think it was.
2 point some seconds
Him and
left.
John Tavares. I was on that team.
Yep.
Oh man, I never went like there was only 5 when the face-off was taken. I think there was only 5.5 seconds
I think it was like 2.4 or 2.8 or something like that when he scored the goal.
because they somehow kept it in.
And then it just kind of went to the front of the net, and everybody grabbed it and tucked it in.
Oh man, but he almost dragged it away from the. Oh man.
Yeah, I still don't. I just pictured in my mind, just like, how did he do that? Like,
Oh, it was Ryan Ellis who kicked it in. He
Yeah.
kind of like budged it against the boards.
Yeah.
yeah. And then kind of shot it at the net, and then he got a rebounded.
No, budget. I think Tavares threw it at the net
Somebody threw it at the net, yeah.
or something, and then Eberle was there, and it's like holy.
Pulled a Pavel Datsyuk type move and tucked her
That
in.
was just to go to overtime though. That wasn't even the winner. That was the tire.
Yeah.
Another one. Taves scoring 3 shootout goals in a row.
Yeah.
One after another. 3 in a row to win the golden shootout. But I mean, I guess going back to the debate here.
Well, Scott had mentioned Canada and United States men's hockey, women's hockey is just as
Well,
Oh, yeah.
the women lost.
Canadian women lost. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like
In overtime. In a game they shouldn't even anywhere close in.
No.
They were out. They had way outsped.
Well,
and
that just
Canada team was
shows
holding
you-
slow.
It actually shows you how far.
Canada's goalie was the only one who kept it.
Yeah, Shannon Zabido was
It
unreal.
actually shows you how far the states have come in international hockey.
Well,
in the last-
they're one of the best